Well, let's see if I can run down Miss Emmy Sunshine for you. And while I'm looking, we'll listen to the title cut from her CD. It's called Ragged Dreams. Miss EmiSunshine from her CD called Ragged Dreams. That was the title cut. Awesome. I've been loving this CD since it came out and wanting to meet little Miss EmiSunshine, and I've got her on the phone here to introduce to you in just a second, but hang on and let me tell you a little bit something about her. Emily Sunshine Hamilton was born on June 8, 2004 in Maryville, Tennessee, over there near Knoxville. That's close to my home place. And she was homeschooled, maybe still is, we'll find out. Started writing music with her mother around age 5, I believe. And in 2014, she was playing a flea market in Tennessee, and a YouTube video about that performance went viral, and the world became aware of the amazing Miss EmiSunshine. And today, Emmy has got over 14 million YouTube views and counting. Here's what folks are saying. Along with the, well, let me see, where is this? There it is. I want to get this right, so hold on. This is, like Emmy's stage performance, her lyrics feel as if they came from someone born many decades ago. That was from the Tennessean. And a very talented young lady, EmiSunshine, is taking the nation by storm, and if you ever get the chance to see them, by all means, you must. That was from No Depression. And I love this one from Marty Stewart. I watched people's faces, and there were people with their mouths wide open. You could tell what they were thinking. What's this? What are we witnessing? I love the effect she had on the room. She stole the show. She's the real deal. So I've got the real deal here with me. Aloha, Emmy.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you so much for calling in today. I really appreciate that.
Oh, well, thank you for having me on.
Oh, no problem. So, how's that when Marty Stewart says she's the real deal, huh?
Well, you know, you've done something with your life when Marty Stewart says something like that. You know, it's he is a very kind soul that I gotten to meet at the late night jam at the Ramen in Nashville several times, and he is just so kind to us, and he was very kind to my family, and he was just such a genuine person. It was an honor to get to meet him.
Oh, nice. Well, you are so exciting and have caught so much attention. I'm featuring that you probably had a lot of honors in just the past few days, meeting a lot of your heroes and people you never suspected. But before I go any farther, I just want to say happy birthday, Emmy.
Thank you. I just turned 14, so yes, thank you.
Yes, you did. What, 1st of June, I think, sometime, yeah?
June the 8th.
Yeah, 14 years old. Wow, what a ride you've been on for 4 years, huh?
Oh yeah, it's been crazy, but we absolutely love it.
I'm glad. Well, you know, along with the rest of the world, you caught my attention a little over 4 years ago when that video came out. And you're a multi-instrumentalist, an accomplished singer and songwriter and performer. But the most unique quality to me is your amazing maturity and competence. And another is your warm, caring heart. It's no secret you're very active to giving to charity, and your songwriting speaks about the world you see. And I want to talk about that just a little bit. What draws you to the particular music style and artists that influence you, and what is it you hear in that sound?
Well, you know, I grew up listening to all types of different genres because my mom, she wanted me to be able to listen to the music I wanted to listen to and be the person I wanted to be. So she let me listen to a lot of country music, a lot of Americana music, a lot of blues music, anything that I really wanted, until I found the genre that I loved to listen to, or maybe potentially one day got to play.
Right.
So at that age, I really kind of went back and forth with Americana, blues, bluegrass, country. It all just kind of mixed together for me, and I loved it so much. Until finally, I just thought, well, one day I really want to do this. You know, I really want to be able to sing and to play and everything that I want to do. And I would hear different things on the radio, lots of songs that were happy, and they were upbeat, and they had a good little catchy tune to them. And you know, what I called it when I was younger was happy music.
Right.
You know?
Sure.
And that was not my favorite music. I didn't like it as much. It wasn't something that I would listen to regularly.
Tell me why. What was it that didn't really attract you?
Well, you know, to me, in some ways, it's not real. You know, I mean, yes, sometimes it can be good to listen to, and sometimes it can bring you out of the down spirit, and I think that that's great and everything, but we have too much of it, if you ask me. I mean,
right.
We have so much of it. You know, one thing that I always say is, you know, you got to go through the sadness to get to the happiness. And,
right.
You know, all we're doing is spreading happiness, and that's amazing and everything, but we also need to recognize the darker sides also, and be able to overcome those darker sides and spread some light on that also. For me, yeah.
That's such amazing insight for a young girl. I mean, I totally get what you're saying. We, generally speaking, have a tendency to kind of gloss over things, and that shows in our music and a lot, and maybe we're not paying enough attention to what's really happening around us. And here's you, a young girl in Central Tennessee, homeschooled, and you're very, very aware. Why is that? How were you so aware so young?
Well, my mom didn't sugarcoat things. I mean, when we would see a homeless person on the street, she would tell me about that, and she would say, "This happens everywhere, Emmy. This is something that is tragic and terrible, but it happens all the time." And she would tell me all about these things, and because she didn't want to hide that from me, she wanted me to be able to see that and notice that, and maybe one day potentially be able to help that. So I was aware of that at a young age, and I wanted to be able to help. I mean, for me, I was playing the streets of Market Square in Knoxville, and I think it was around Christmas time, and I told my mom I want to do a little bus. I wanted to bus, which is playing on the streets and everything like that. And
Sure.
I said I want a bus out there, and I want to bring blankets and cookies and money or anything that we can to be able to help these people in the wintertime.
Nice.
And I did my best to do that. We did that for a couple of years. I mean, it was, for me, just by my mom letting me know these things, let me be able to be aware of what's going around, be aware of what my surroundings. I mean, it was just, I mean, it's something that you have to do. And I think when you sugarcoat things like that, I mean, it doesn't help. It hinders.
Well, there you are. And if y'all are listening out there, and bless your heart, Alicia, that's awesome. You don't need to protect your children. Here's proof. You've got little EmiSunshine growing up, and her mom was just honest with her and explained what was around her and what she saw. And what happened is Emmy cares. And we all need to do a little more caring out there, don't you think?
I absolutely think that. I mean, my mom, she always gave me different insights to things also. She didn't just give me her opinion.
Right.
She gave me different opinions also. I mean, on different subjects and things that were going on in the world. She let me pick for myself what I thought. She let me have my own opinion. And I think that's one thing that needs to be allowed to happen.
Well, it does. And we're all blessed, frankly, Emmy, that you have this God-given talent and ability to share this on a larger scale than you might. Not that it's not important, but going to Nashville downtown and busking and helping people is glorious. That's an amazing thing. But now here you are with the responsibility as well as the blessing to enter the big stage and really make that awareness on a global scale. How does that feel? Is that kind of scary?
Well, the stage doesn't scare me. I mean, it never has, because I would see my dad and the rest of my family go out on stage and they would sing. And, for me, it was just an everyday thing, so I was never really scared of it.
Yeah.
But as I got more popular and bigger in my music and everything that was going on with us, we would get messages every single day from different people who were saying, my daughter just died and she loves your music, or my mother just died and she loves your music, and I have a friend who's going through the same thing that your song talks about, and this really helped me to understand him a little bit better, or anything like that. The stage doesn't scare me. I mean, the weight that you carry from all of that. I mean, you have people looking up to you every single day, young children, older people also. I mean, it's just, you're their lot, and
Right.
you got to shine for them.
Yeah, it's a huge responsibility. I frankly can't imagine carrying that. That's huge. And yeah, you're right. I've watched plenty of YouTubes, and no, you have never been scared to step up on stage. That just cracks me up. It's so amazing. It's awesome to watch that. And you mentioned this a little bit ago. You said there was a point where you just looked around and you'd been listening to music, and of course you've been exposed to music in the family. But there was one day when you kind of feel like this is something I want to do, for a life or a living. Can you remember what age that was?
I kind of knew from when I was around 4.
Okay.
When I was around 4 years old,
All right.
I was talking to my mom, and I said I want to form a band and I want to sing, because you're teaching me how to be a songwriter right now, and I want to be able to do what my grandparents did. And she said, well, maybe one day.
Right.
And when I was around 5 years old, I really learned how to start writing, and I was writing all types of songs. And I told my mom, hey, I really want to do this. And she said, well, maybe one day. And when I was around 6 years old, I started playing and singing and doing all types of things. And I said, well, Mom, I really want to do this. And she said, well, we'll play churches first. We'll see how that goes.
Right.
And after that, I started playing ukulele. And I said, Mom, I really, really want to do this. And she said, you know what? Okay, let's do it.
Right. That's awesome. That is awesome. For those of you just tuning in, we are having the pleasure of speaking to Miss EmiSunshine about her life and times and her CD Ragged Dreams that has come out. And this is an amazing woman child, I'll say. I mean, her maturity and her confidence are beyond many people much older than I see around, and it's just awesome. I love it. So Emmy, okay, you finally got Mom to give in and said, we'll try this someday. And you also kind of alluded to this, and I thought of this myself. You know, for you, your talent and your skills were pretty much God-given, and it just felt normal, and there was nothing probably very special or unusual about it for many years. But was there an age where all of a sudden you realize, and I'm sure some of it came from people coming up to you and say, oh my gosh, you're amazing, you know, but at some point you kind of had to realize, well, okay, everybody else isn't like me. When was that, or have you even done that yet?
Well, when I was younger, believe it or not, even till now, you know, sometimes I really just don't really like my voice. So when I was younger, I wouldn't even notice it because I didn't really think that my voice was all that great. I didn't notice that, and I didn't think people would like it as much as they did. So for me, I really didn't think nothing about it, but I knew songwriting and playing my instrument was a gift, and I knew all about that. It wasn't really until I started doing a lot of different things with my voice, like scatting, yodeling, and things like that, when I really noticed, hey, I have a pretty good range. I think I might be able to do this.
Right.
You know, so for me, I didn't really notice it as much.
Okay. So, and going along, as I said, younger, I'm going to get the feeling that you didn't really feel like you were necessarily that much different than the other kids around or the other people around. But there had to be a point where you went, okay, there's something a little different about me, right?
Yeah, I always knew there was something a little bit different about me because my mom, she always dressed me up in the most beautiful things. I mean, it was just 1 minute I'll go from wearing a beautiful poofy dress to wearing like an awesome rocker chick outfit when I was like 5 years old.
Nice.
So
nice.
For me, I fluctuated between all types of different things. I mean, my outfits and my personality, it was just all it was all very mixed. It just had so many different things to it. So for me, when I went to kindergarten when I was younger, I had the hardest time because I was bullied because I had a pretty hard time in school. I mean, I was bullied because I had a little bit of a learning disability. For me, I guess it was just kind of hard for me to get some things right. I mean, started getting sick in school also. I mean, it was just kind of a really bad experience for me. So, and I was really picked on, not just by kids, but by teachers. I had a really, really hard time, and I knew that I was treated differently because I was different.
Right.
So by then I kind of knew that maybe I was different in some way, and you know, everybody's different in their own way. I mean, we're all different types of humans with different opinions, different things that goes on in our minds. I mean, it's just, we're all different. Oh,
definitely. And I can relate to being picked on. That's the cruelest part of life, maybe, is when you're a young child and going to school and being bullied or picked on for whatever reason. Mine was because I was really tall, and so but yet I was still young, and
yeah,
so,
I mean,
so people picked on me. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, for a little while I was picked on for being short, so I can kind of relate to that.
There you go. There you go. And it doesn't. None of it's important. We learn to realize that it doesn't really matter, but it's awful tough to go through. Well, I'm happy you're through it, and so now you can kind of say, so look at me now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Looking back on that now, it doesn't matter. When I was younger, I thought it mattered so much what people thought of me. I mean, I was always thinking a little bit about, well, hey, how are they going to treat me today at school?
Exactly.
And I was always very self-conscious, not in how I looked or in my confidence of who I was, but in how I learned different things in school. Because, for me, I always had a little bit of trouble with that. And
sure.
Sometimes they would make me feel less than when it came to that sort of thing.
Right.
So for me, I had really low confidence in that. So I guess over time, I just really started to learn to be proud of who I was and be able to just not really think about it.
Well, good for you, and good for all of us out here, because you are an amazing, I mean, it comes through. I've not met you personally. We're talking now. You get what you feel from YouTube's, but when I watch you perform, it looks like a very real person expressing themselves. It doesn't look like a performance or anything that's put on or fake, and that feels really good. And I'm sure that's why so many people are drawn to you.
Well, thank you.
Well, speaking of that, right now, because you write fairly deeply. Let's pick another song off of this CD, Ragged Dreams, that really speaks to a lot of things you're saying. I mean, it really was something that was particularly feeling for you to write. Is there one in here you could tell us about?
Probably 90 Miles will be one.
Okay.
It's about a good friend of mine. His name is Will. I met him when I was around 8 years old, I think. And we became pretty good friends at first, but I saw how people would misinterpret my friend and judge him, and I saw the looks that he would get a lot of times, and it really confused me because I didn't understand what was going on. So I asked his mom, well, why are they treating him like this? What's going on here? And she said, well, a lot of people don't understand. He has autism. It just broke my heart for him. So
sure.
I became such good friends with him. He is just one of the smartest kids I've ever met in my life. And I became very good friends with him. I would talk to him about all kinds of stuff. We were just really good friends.
Nice.
But when I had that video go viral when I was 9 years old, I had to leave, and I wasn't really able to come home anymore or really do much of anything at home. So I kind of lost contact with him for a couple of years, really.
Oh.
So about 2 years ago now, I started to think about all the things that he goes through. I mean, it was just
sure.
really broke my heart because I heard about how he was having trouble at school and with family matters that were going on in his life.
Right.
And I really just thought about all the Wills and their families out there just trying to get through an average day. So I started writing this song for him, and I think it really just kind of talks about what really goes on in their minds, because there's so many people out there who just don't understand. And what people don't understand and what they don't think is usual, they get scared of.
Sure.
They get scared of, and they don't understand it, so they treat it differently. And I could relate to that in some way. So really that song was about him and me, and to anybody who feels that way. So with 90 Miles, I think anybody can relate to that song in any way, because, we all have our different things about us people sometimes just won't like.
That's it. Well, we are speaking to a very aware, I'll just keep saying it, woman child, named EmiSunshine, and it is our pleasure to enjoy this conversation. Thank you again so much, Emmy. I'm really liking this.
Well, thank you.
We're going to play 90 Miles, which she just told you about, from her CD, Ragged Dreams, and we'll be right back.
Think I'm crazy? Is there something wrong with me? Well, I don't wanna be angry, I ain't trying to be. Oh, my heart's racing 90 miles down the street. street. Oh, I'm sitting still. Everything's moving but my feet. I'm sitting in your classroom, I'm in your pew at church. Think my mama ought to spank me. Little discipline might work. But you see me in the grocery with my head between my knees. Tell me, do you think I'm crazy? Is there something wrong with me? Well, the kids don't want to play with me. They say that I'm a freak. Well, I know they talk about me. I can hear and I can see. Well, I long to have a friend just to be beside me. Oh, and I might not talk to him, but at least he talked to me. But I'm sitting in your classroom, I'm in your pew at church. Think my mama ought to spank me. Little discipline might work. Will you see me in the grocery with my head between my knees? Oh, tell me, do you think I'm crazy? Is there something wrong with me? Well, they say that I'm disabled, that my problems may be weak. But I think that in my weakness I could find a little strength. If people didn't look right through me, I believe that they might see, or some good or some worth, some love inside of me. But I'm sitting in your classroom, I'm in your pew at church. Think my mama ought to spank me. Little discipline might work. Will you see me in the grocery with my head between my knees? Oh, tell me, do you think I'm crazy? Is there something wrong with me? Do you think I'm crazy? Is there something wrong with me? Well, I don't want to be angry, I ain't trying to be. Oh, my heart's racing 90 miles down the street. Oh, I'm sitting still, but everything's moving but my feet. Oh, I'm sitting still, but everything's moving but my feet. Oh, I'm sitting still, but everything's moving but my feet. Oh, I'm sitting in your classroom, I'm in your pew at church. Think my mama ought to spank me. Little discipline might work. Will you see me in the grocery with my head between my knees? Oh, tell me, do you think I'm crazy? Is there something wrong with me? Oh, tell me, do you think I'm crazy? Is there something wrong with me?
That's a beautiful song. A lot of us can relate to that story, I am sure. It's called 90 Miles, and EmiSunshine from her CD, Ragged Dreams. Well, it's right at 3 o'clock, and you're tuned to listener-supported Mana'o Radio, KMNO, Wailuku, Maui, Hawaii, at 91.7 FM, and streaming worldwide at mana'oradio.com through the generosity of Gil Brooks Computer Services and Millhouse Restaurant at the Maui Tropical Plantation. And programming like this and conversations with superstars like Miss EmiSunshine are made possible through our generous supporters. So mahalo to our major supporters, including Frank and Sandy Hook of Adventure Dance Maui, Sirius Sun Fitness, the Enchanted Floral Gardens of Kula, the Tedeschi Trucks Band, Island Auto Storage, Chauffeured Services, Maui Crafts Guild, Maui Tempeh Company, Maui Coffee Attic, Magic Carson, Mike Elf Company, Maui Kombucha at the Haiku Marketplace, Gene Palomar of North Carolina, MauiGuidebook.com, the Mediterranean Grill Food Trucks at the Haiku Cannery, and the Maui Film Festival. Well, I want to welcome back EmiSunshine. Emmy, hello.
Hi.
Hi. That was a beautiful song. Thank you for talking to us about it. I've listened to it before, and I enjoyed it, as I have the whole album, but really a lot of meaning there. It was very well done. Very well done.
Well, thank you.
Well, so we've talked about some of your history, and bless your mom's heart again, Alicia. Excellent work exposing Emmy to the world around her and letting her deal with it in her way. I think that's awesome. Well, you've done so much in a short time, but I ran across here reading that you actually had a performance in a film recently. Is that true?
Yes, I just had a film come out called The King. I'm in this film, and it is just, it's really, really cool. It's kind of associating Elvis Presley's life with today's world.
Right.
And what's going on in America today. And it's really just a beautiful film and very well made, if you ask me. I mean, I just absolutely loved it. And, well, I'm glad I got to be a part of it. I really am. I'm honored to be a part of it. It was filmed by Eugene Jarecki, and if anybody wants to go, really just go and see it, please do, because you would not regret it.
Well, and it sounds like the theme of the movie is right up your personality, yeah?
Yep. Maybe.
Yeah, right. So there was, wow, there's some other folks on here. Emmy Lou was on here, Roseanne Cash, Alec Baldwin, Ethan Hawke. Did you get to work with any of them, or sometimes films you don't?
We all filmed on different days.
Yeah.
We didn't really get to see each other there, but yeah, it was really cool. I mean, I can't believe all those people were in there. It's an honor to be a part of it.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Well, I'm going to have to see it for sure. Well, as far as musically, you've opened for some pretty amazing folks: Loretta Lynn, Ronnie Millsap, Willie Nelson, Marty Stewart, Kiefer Sutherland, Tanya Tucker, Rhonda Vincent, and more and more. Was there? I don't imagine you getting starstruck much, frankly, after talking to you and after imagining what I do about your personality. But has there been anybody that you got the chance to meet or play with that you were kind of a little starstruck, like, oh wow, this is so and so?
Well, they were all absolutely amazing people that I've gotten to meet, and I'm just so honored that I got to meet them. But
Sure.
One that really just kind of stuck out to me, and one that I've really always just been very proud that I've gotten to meet, or one that I've always just really can't believe that I've gotten to meet, is Loretta Lynn.
Wow, yeah.
She is one person that I've absolutely looked up to ever since I was very, very young because of my mother, and she is just a spitfire. She's just absolutely amazing, and I love her so much, and she's just a very kind soul, so she's probably one that I'm very honored that I got to meet.
Well, and I imagine she said the same thing about you. You were a spitfire, right?
Oh.
I'm betting that's true. I would have liked to see that conversation.
It was interesting.
Yeah. Well, so you're actually a family band. I mean, that you grew up, and the family's influence in music is kind of who or how you were directed the down the road you went. Tell us about your band. You've got your dad on bass, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. My dad's on bass, my brother's on mandolin, my uncle's on drums, and my cousin Doug is on guitar.
That's awesome. And how do they feel about all this?
You know, they started with me at a very young age, and for me, it's just always kind of been like that. I mean, it's something that has always been a family thing, because my grandmothers and my dad and the rest of my family all played together, and when they stopped playing and all the things kind of just started to settle down with them, I came along and we kind of just kept it going. I mean, it's a family tradition in a way.
That is so awesome. So awesome. All right. Well, you've had this album out for about a year. You're getting attention like crazy. I don't know how you deal with that. I also hear you've probably got 100-some songs sitting in the queue, ready to do something with. What's next near term for EmiSunshine?
Well, for me, we got a lot of stuff going on right now. We a lot of things we're not really allowed to talk about yet.
Sure.
I guess the one would be that I can say is that we're working on a new album right now with Tony Brown out of Nashville, and we are just very, very excited about that. It's going to be different than anything that we have ever done before, and it's going to be something that's going to be surprising for everybody else because it's unlike anything that our fans have heard us do. Also, I would say that I guess I'd say that for me, I've been writing a lot right now. I've been writing a lot with some good people who have just been so kind to write with us. Probably with a lot of Jeffrey Steele, with Vicky McGehee, Kyle Jacobs, people like that. And we're writing all new songs for our new album, and it is going so well for us. I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff that I cannot talk about yet, but I hope to in the future.
Understand. Well, I have a question. I don't know if you can even answer this because I'm getting the feeling that you never even thought of it. But what would EmiSunshine be doing if she wasn't doing music?
Oh, gosh. You know, for me, I don't know what I would be doing. I mean, it's just, I've always never really thought about it because I love my music so much that at a young age, I knew who I wanted to be before I was like 3. So, you know, I just never really thought about it very much or another career, really. I mean, I think that I've always really loved to make art. I've always loved art, and I've always been a very artistic person.
Oh, nice.
And that's probably another thing that I want to do. And, you know, I can't really think of anything else. I mean, this is my set. This is my set thing. I mean, I just opened a store in my hometown called Emmy's Closet. That's one thing that I have going on. So if this whole thing didn't work out, I mean, I have a store, but, you know, I mean, it's, for me, this is what we have set our life doing. I mean, this is it for us. I mean, this is just, we're waiting for one day that we can just be able to do this very easily and be able to get to do what we want to do and be able to just really just make it. I mean, this is our dream.
Well, you are making it. No doubt you'll grow, but I think I understand what you're saying. At this point, it may not feel like it's as much in your control as you would like it to be. And as you get bigger, more popular, more famous, whatever, more successful, that control will probably be a part of it. And that'll give you more freedom. So did you open a clothing store?
I did. It's a clothing and antique store. I love it so much. We just opened it, and it's full of all types of things that we have repurposed and just kind of fixed up ourselves. I mean, it's a lot of things like that with different people who have helped us out. We got a bunch of seamstresses who absolutely love to help us. Yeah. So we got good people behind us helping us with this entire store, and it's in Madisonville, Tennessee. So we love it a lot. It's our second thing that we get to do. Oh,
that's fun. Have you happened to run across Nora Jean Struthers by any chance? Nora Jane, I mean.
What did you say?
Nora Jane Struthers. Have you run across her by chance?
No, I have not.
She's a singer-songwriter, and boy, she's moved around. I think she's back in Nashville.
Really?
But she's totally into antique clothes herself, and that's what made me think of her. And I thought, well, you guys would probably have a lot of fun talking to each other. But anyway, well, that's exciting. That's exciting that you're branching out and exploring things that you love to do. And I can tell from the recent pictures, your styling and the clothing and so on. And that probably gives us a little hint as to this new music project, too, I'm going to bet.
Well, you never know.
Well, let's see. Oh, your website. When people want to know more, that is theemisunshine.com, right?
That's right.
Okay, y'all, theemisunshine.com to learn more. I know you're getting ready to go out on tour a little bit. You're actually going to be out on the West Coast towards the end of the year. Who knows, maybe even hop over to Hawaii, huh?
Oh, you never know. I mean, I have no idea. I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to. So you never know what could happen in the future.
Right. That'd be fun. Well, Emmy, let's have another song off of this album, Ragged Dreams, and set one up for us to go out with, if you would.
Huh?
Set another song up for us to go out with, if you would, off this album.
Absolutely. How about Danny Ray?
All right. Tell us about Danny Ray.
Danny Ray is a song that I wrote when I was 9 years old. I was just really kind of learning all the different things that I could do with my voice then. I mean, I was really just very new at this whole thing, and I kind of started writing this song, and I told my mom, "Hey, will you help me with this?" And she said, "Yeah, sure." And and I was doing this thing for this song, and I thought, I think it really needs something. So I started doing this thing, and my dad came up to me and he said, "You know what you're doing, right?" And I said, "No." And he said, "You're scatting."
Wow.
And after that, it just kind of became one of my favorite songs to sing, and it's called Danny Ray.
Oh, that's fun. Did you just do that on TV recently?
I did, on Little Big Shots.
Yeah. I saw that show, and that caught my attention. I actually hadn't listened to that song yet, and I heard that and I went, "Whoa, where is that coming from?" So,
well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's all good, Emmy. I'm loving it. Thank you so much for talking to us today, and continued success. We'll be watching you, and maybe we'll check in with you again sometime, huh?
Well, thank you. We'd love to talk to you again.
All right. You have a good evening. Thank you very much.
You too.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Heading down to Baton Rouge to ease my worry mind. Heading down to Baton Rouge. Maybe I'll go tonight. Maybe I'll go tonight. Been here in Knoxville town with my Danny Ray. Forgot how Louisiana feels in the month of May. In the month of May. Ba-zippity-bow-ba-da-bow, ba-zippity-bow, ba-zippity-bow-ba-da-bow, ba-da-bow, oh-oh-oh. Be-up-be-dap-be-dap-be-dap-be-dip-bow, ba-zippity-bow-ba-da-bow, ba-dip-bow. Be-dap-be-bow-ba-da-bow. Met my sister Lizzie Jane just the other night. We made a plan to leave Knoxville town when that moon burns bright. Oh, when that moon burns bright. Sit down by that Poncha train and visit New Orleans. Rest a spell at Cafe Demon. Big Easy rock me sleigh. Big Easy rock me sleigh. Ba-zippity-ba-ba-da-bow, ba-zippity-bow, ba-zippity-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-bow, oh-oh-oh. Be-up-be-dap-be-dap-be-dap-be-dip-bow, ba-zippity-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bow, oh-oh, ba-zippity-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-bow. Danny Ray was good to me for nigh on 15 years. I ain't no good for leaving him, crying in his blue-eyed tears, crying in his blue-eyed tears. A woman's made from atoms, bones. I got a mean streak 3 miles long. Danny Ray was good to me, but with the burning moon I'm gone. But with the burning room I'm gone. Ba-zippity-ba-ba-da-bow, ba-zippity-bow, ba-zippity-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-bow, oh-oh-oh. Be-up-be-dap-be-dap-be-dap-be-dip-bow, ba-zippity-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-dip-bow, oh-oh, ba-zippity-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-bow, oh-oh, ba-zippity-ba-bow-ba-yeah.
Yeah, how fun is that, huh? EmiSunshine is her name. Ragged Dreams, the name of the CD, and that was a lot of fun. Hope you all enjoyed it too.